Hey guys, we're back with tournament replay week 1 of Cinnamon Cup. Are you Cinnamon Cup? We're playing Pujo. I don't really know. I don't really know much about him. It tends to be happening in earlier rounds, but I signed up for Cinnamon Cup as I normally do. Last year, I think I got bopped round 1. Believe so. I played some. Did I play like Lighthouse? I played Lighthouse round 1 for some tour. I don't remember if it was this one. But I played Lighthouse. No, I think that's true. I don't really remember. But, anyway, hopefully we get out of round 1 this time. But, we see our opponent. I haven't touched Sun and Moon in months, so I'm just kind of praying. It definitely shows in my play. Like, this is not game 1, so I don't have the game 1 replay. But, because I forgot to save it, and I realized that game 3, and I asked if he saved it, didn't. I said it was cool, because it did, and it's fine. I got bopped. Absolutely bopped. I don't remember what I used. But I got absolutely bopped. It was like Slowbro. It was like Slowbro, Noivern. I have the team, I just don't put my builders because I can't in here. It was. I guess it was this team. I was checking if I had any Slowbro builds. But it's this build. I think. This is not the build I used. As you can see my teams, but I don't care if my opponents know my team. I don't really know. No. It was this team. It was definitely this team, I think. I think it was this team. But, no. I don't. I think, no, it was this team. I think I was very empty at the time, not grounded. But, anyway, I got absolutely bopped. He had like 9 tails. Specs 9 tails. That's all I remember from the team. But I got bopped. This is game 2. I played this something that I've used multiple times. It's consistent. It's done relatively well. I don't like my matchup here, but it's fine. He's using Hitmonchan, so I'm praying that I can win, so I don't get disrespected by Hitmonchan. But I mean, if I do, it's not that big of a deal. But, oh yeah, we're back to I completely forgot I had not uploaded one. But, anyway, looking at matchup, these mages is 6-0. Basically, my team is Scarfire, Bronzong, Z Pummel Synthesis, SDZ Pummel Synthesis, Verzion, just standard. It's actually, I have a custom EP spread on my Dawn fan. I don't even remember what it does, but it's Earthquake, Rapid Spin, Knockai, Shard, Standard Melodic, Shizdef, and then Foul Play, Roost, Defog, Turn Mana Buzz. I like my matchup here. Miss Mages does really well versus this build. It's well give me a threat if my Bronzong gets weakened, or if you predict well with Heat Wave. Metagross is alright for me to deal with. My Spinner is good versus him. My Gliscopod is such a problem, but as long as I keep my Melodic healthy, then it'll be fine. But my Melodic's gonna struggle to stay healthy when I need it for Hitmonchan, Metagross, Flygon, and Gliscopod. But granted, Flygon can be checked by Mana Bus too, but if rocks go up, I really don't want to consistently do that. Because if you click U-turn, I'm taking basically two rounds of rocks and a U-turn, and I don't want to do that. And the problem is Mana Bus is definitely faster than Hitmonchan and Gliscopod, so I can't roost on them properly because they get super frightened once my flying is gone. So, but anyway, this Mages is really well versus me. Basically, he has a good matchup, I think. Flygon's practically useless, but I mean, Flygon's just useless versus this build. Really, he's just to check Scarf, Kyre, Intrum, but you have Metagross and Hitmonchan that eats it, so you know, it's like, is that mon really that good here? I have Bronzong, I have Donovan, I have Milotic, I have Mandibuzz, and Brizion. Earthquake. That monster never could really be a problem, but anyway, my game plan going into this, hopefully, I didn't really have a game plan because again, I didn't like this matchup at all. I just had to play well. That was my sole game plan. My defensive mons were good versus him, so just don't let Mismagius do Mismagius things, and it'll be okay. I was hoping that I could get a hit off on Mismagius to put it in range of Brizion, because that makes my mon a lot easier to manage. But hopefully, like, I can force it to take a Scald, because he's not swapping his Scald at all. Scald is very free versus his team. So Mismagius kind of forced to take a Scald, I believe, so it puts it in range of Brizion's Leaf Blade very easily, so it means that mon's hopefully checked. But we'll have to see. As you saw, I led Mandibuzz, I just matched up very well versus his team. Only bad lead was Swellow, which I had a Bronzong for, so... Or I guess Hitmonchan, because I don't have Brave Bird, which he doesn't even scout for Brave Bird, by the way, which makes me upset. But he gets a crit turn 1, I don't really care about that. It doesn't feel like anything even on a crit. I just U-turn out here because I realized that Foul Play's not doing anything. I thought he would also scout for Brave Bird, but Foul Play is always my play. I got my line into the Drain Punch, doesn't do anything as expected. I just throw off the Scald because as mentioned, he has a Scald swap in. Hopefully Mismagius can take it, gets a burn, easily puts it in range of Brizion's Leaf Blade. I just go hard Brizion because there's nothing he can do to really pressure Brizion. It's like a kill, unless you're a Wisp, that's not a thing. They're not even 100% confident you can kill Wisp. But, Unsynthesis, so even if you Shadow Ball, whatever you do, I don't care, basically. But, Glizbot comes in, I just take a safe Leaf Blade play, no reason to predict. Brizion's good versus his team in terms of swap-ins, like, he doesn't really have good swap-ins to Brizion. But, Mandibuzz comes in, I just roost because I'm not 100% confident that you have Earth Leech Life, even though you should, because I think non-Leech Life Blizzbot's bad. If you didn't have Leech Life, then I could get an easy roost, and I knew I'd take it still relatively well, but if you have the Leaf Life, I just U-turn right back into my Milotic, take a decent chunk, but I can just recover this off just fine. He goes for the Z, I just click Recover, I believe, because there's not a thing, or no, I just click Scald, because I wanted to knock this thing out. And I didn't want him doubling on Brizion into like Swellow. But I take the Z, it's fine. Because you weren't gonna kill me with anything, and coming after is good play. But I don't really care because I'm still at 60%. But this is like the problem. With Milotic, it's pressured, so now I don't have the greatest Metagross answer. Well, I mean, I have Donovan, but I don't have the greatest Blizzbot answer. So, like, first impression is gonna be a problem, but I can still go into first impression. I'm faster, so I can recover. So it's not that big of a deal, but it's just suboptimal. But I just go Bronzong with Boomburst, obviously. The Boomburst again was actually a really good play because it weakens my Bronzong for Boomburst later. And the fact is that Bronzong, it'll just shift it down for Flygon as well, and Metagross. And just for this mod itself, I get free rocks though, so I know Metagross is coming in here, but I'm Gyro Ball, and you know, I didn't really. Gyro Ball is doing like 10%, so not even. I don't even think it's doing 10%. It was doing no damage basically, so there's no reason for me to click it. I know rocks are coming out here. I just get my Mandibuzz for free. Gets me my roost, which is all I wanted. If you have Toxic, good on you. If you just have Mash, I don't really care about that. Unless you get an attack boost, then that's a problem. But I can just roost again. No reason to do anything else. I actually just Devog, because my rocks can go up mad easily still. And, like, I don't know, I could have roosted there. But this rocks gave me something out of the turn if you opted to go something like Hitmonchan. Well, I could have U-turned too, but, like, I just didn't want to. He T-punches to Milotic. In hindsight, going Milotic there is bad because I'm not even taking Drain Punches very well. Just at 60%, but I don't know. Donovan was probably always my play, but I didn't want to take any more damage from Donovan. just because Ice Shard. It's just good versus team, so. Gooseball was obvious going coming in, so I just knocked there. Easy knock. Mandibuzz comes in. I know I can take a first impression fine, take extra foul play. I can just foul play the Gooseball. So that crit's really good. And I got a crit earlier into the Gooseball with knockoff, so this poor Gooseball. But, the knock's not as big of a deal. But the foul play puts in a range of rocks and another foul play. If you get like, so otherwise like Leech Life recovery wasn't going to put you in enough, give you enough HP to live another foul play. Now, but otherwise you would have. If I didn't crit, then after the Leech Life recovery, you probably live another one. So that's where it actually matters. It puts you in range of foul play after a Leech Life now, and it puts you in range of rocks. And like pivoting into Donphan's completely unsafe now. Like even with extra health, like I wouldn't like 40, so you'd have like 20% more HP. You still have an easy swap into Donphan. Now you really don't have a Donphan swap. So, yeah. Ow, I sneezed. But so that crit's very good. The Donphan, not the Donphan one, but primarily the Mandibuzz foul play one. He just gets into Swallow here. It's fair. I'm pretty sure he's gonna Heat Wave here. So I go Tyrantrum. And so I didn't want him Heat Waving into Bronzong. I didn't want him Heat Waving into Bronzong, but I knew that you could also just boot the safe Boom Burst. I didn't think U-Turn was ever coming out. I'm gonna play on this part. It's just safe thing around. But basically, I just went Tyrantrum because it covers Boom Burst because I still live. I don't really need HP on this. It covers that Heat Wave, which is what I expected there, kind of. But it just covered everything, basically. He goes Flygon here, pretty much confirms it's Scarf, which, I mean, that's the only Flygon I run. I hate any Flygon other than Scarf. But he goes Pod. I think I just Protect. He makes a good play here. It off the Quick Spike. Puts pressure on me. See, like, this is where now it matters, right? It's because 28 is not enough to live a foul play. Well, if you had that extra 20%, you were at 48. I don't kill with that. And, like, in this position, it would pretty much pick a kill as the Golisopod there. Because I can't reset off. I can go this, but again, I don't kill. So, Golisopod would still be alive, and my Mandibuzz would be dead. So, the crit was really big. My bad for that. If you have to see this somehow. But anyway, I just go Bronzong here. He makes a good play in Heat Waves. Knowing I won't with Tyrantrum again. Spike up. This is where Spike is pressuring me. Because otherwise I probably would have gone Tyrantrum, but then also he probably could have clicked the move first. Covering Tyrantrum. Hindsight's 2020. I didn't want to Protect, so hard Tyrantrum. I knew I didn't take any Heat Wave. My issue with Protect, it was then going to be a 50-50 on, like, it was less in my favor, realistically, because he can just stay in a Heat Wave and it's fine, because weakening Tyrantrum is not bad for him, because it puts him in range of the potential Bullet Punch from the Hitmonchan, because, well, you won't have Bullet Punch, probably. Actually, yeah, you probably would have Bullet Punch. That one gets that, right? But anyway, Drain Punch, Thunder Punch, Rapid Spin, and the Bullet Punch. So, it just puts in a range of Bullet Punch from Hitmonchan, so, but also you can just swap out, get in your Metagross for free, put on pressure with hazards, because my Mandibuzz is sitting at 26%. I can, now my Mandibuzz is faster, probably, I think. No, it's probably not faster. I think it's close. I think Metagross is faster. Wait, you revealed it earlier. No, I'm faster, right? I don't actually remember. Yeah, I'm faster. So, I already revealed that Mandibuzz is faster. So, but if you mash into that, the previous one did like 48 on the crit. So that's like, it's probably like, it's a little above 30. So yeah, I easily died. And and I don't really have a Metagross swap in outside of Donphan, but always getting chip on the Donphan is really good, just for everything at that point. So, would it give me a spin, so like, I'd be fine. But I just click Head Smash. I don't want to predict anything. I figured you were going to go Metagross there, but again, I wasn't willing to predict. He gets Hitmonchan, takes 50%. I'm fine with the Hitmonchan coming in. I don't really care. It just gives me Donphan. You opted out with a Metagross, which doesn't really make any sense to me. I don't really know what you were expecting. Oh, I guess you expected me to click Head Smash again, which pretty much means you don't have Bullet Punch. If this mon gets that, it gets it, right? Okay, I guess it's too big or something. This mon gets Bullet Punch. It gets Bullet Punch, okay. But, that pretty much confirms you don't have Bullet Punch, and you expected me to stay in and click Head Smash again. So, I didn't even understand that until now, actually, but because I just automatically assumed you had Bullet Punch, but this pretty much confirms. I actually think he reveals all his moves later, but at this point, I assumed you would just stay in, but in hindsight. Also, that's a really big play, because, okay, so I'm sitting at 25%. Basically, that pretty much, I know I'm up 6-3, but this is not over, right? If you look at my team, like, the Flygon that was supposed to be useless is, like, mad good now. Because I opted to let every single one of my checks to it get weakened. Like, and I don't know, actually, if I played this one odd, just because I think at this point he realized that he was wanting to spike up to go for the Flygon in game, right? Because Outrage is looking mad good versus me right now. It kills Tyrantrum, kills Brizion, kills Donphan, kills Milotic, kills Mandibuzz, and Bronzong doesn't die after Protect, but basically I have to sag multiple Pokemon to Flygon at this point, which is okay, I realize this, not now, but when he goes Flygon and clicks Outrage, I'm like, oh my goodness, I cannot deal with this. But I just Ice Shred for a little bit of damage off. He just Drain Punches, so he gets a HP back, but I don't really care. I just go Brizion. I click Z Pummel because it picks a kill. He doesn't reveal any more moves, but it's obviously Spin. And I don't know your last move. I'm guessing Ice Punch, but I would always run Bullet Punch there. But anyway, I thought you'd click. I don't really know what I thought you'd click here, actually. I thought you'd Aerial Ace or U-turn, but because I kind of forgot Outrage was an option until now. Like, when he goes for Outrage, I'm like, oh my god, I cannot check this book. This is where, like, keeping Donphan and Ice was probably helpful. But I realized that Bronzong's fine still. I take it. I know I'm on 1, but I think that was, like, the highest roll possible. Like, he could do 25.6 max, I think. Now I was at 26, or 25.6, and max, and I was at 26, so I knew I'd live that guarantee, so at this point my game plan is just a toxic stall. I could have Gyro Balled, but I didn't want anything to happen, and I figured I would get more damage off, because maybe that's a bad play. If this is a 2-hit KO, I don't remember the calc on this. Okay, yeah, I was wondering why that was doing so much. Okay, so I guess in that case, just Gyro Balling is my best play, because it's still 2-hit KO, but I don't know, I feel like Toxic Stalling is easier, because if I ended up not getting a position, because if I ended up in a position where I couldn't get the Gyro Ball off, then I still Protect, and that would still confirm damage, so I could have Gyro Balled there, but I thought ultimately Toxic would get me more overall damage, and it was just safer than Gyro Ball was, but at this point I just sack Milotic, no problem, I sack Milotic, get in Bronzong just to Protect again, I'm Toxic Stalling, I die here, I don't need Brizion for anything. That double was really good, because I guess in hindsight, no, I couldn't stay in here though, that's just a bad play, but you can't stay in there. I mean, I guess you can, but you don't get too much out of it, because you're sitting at 16% then, but you can stay in it. I was just sagging Brizion to go back to Bronzong to Protect, but I'm fine with this. I just sacked Brizion there, no reason to keep it around. Tyrantrum just comes in, outrageous. I know I'm guaranteed to live an outrage with bronze on at 26, which is what I will be after the protect. It's very close, but again, no roll will kill me. He has to crit me through confusion right now, and basically to win the game. I guess I technically could have protected there, but like it didn't really get me anything. Because like either way, after that, I mean, I guess no. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. It's the same situation, but yeah, I just gyro ball, and we win the game on 3%. But anyway, we're on to game 3 now. Game 3, it's just, this is probably my best team, my builder. I don't think I've ever lost a tournament game with it. I don't think I've ever lost a serious game with it either. I've lost games with it. Like, I can remember like one distinctly, probably a couple times, but this team is really consistent. It's just win with Crest pretty much always, but it's like you can still win even if Crest isn't winning. But it is Calm Mind, Calm Mind, Moonlight, Moonblast. It's Calm Mind, it's Sub Calm Mind, Crest with Moonblast, Moonlight. It's Taunt, Super Fang, Noivern, Sub Siege, Shaman, just standard Blastoise, Banded Pangoro, and just standard Registeel. His team, I like my matchup because he doesn't really deal with Crest well. Because Crest sets up on, Gastrodon, Tangela, Gigalith, depending, it can stall Gigalith out, so, Rock Blast. If it's Rock Blast, then I can't, but if it's Stone Edge, then I can easily stall it out. It can set up on Golbat if it's not toxic, but it's inconsistent, so, and it's probably not toxic, like, they don't really run toxic. I don't know what your final move on this thing is, but, because I don't like Golbat at all, but, Golbat's a cool pick, I like it, on this build, kind of, not really, I think you should use Mana Buzz and be fine, but, yeah, I think you should use Mana Buzz and be better off, because I think it's a better Pokemon, but, anyway, he brought Sand. My Stoutland answers are good. Registeel is not really pressured here because, I mean, it is because it has to deal with Metagross and Stoutland, but it doesn't really have to deal with Metagross because I have Blastoise. So, basically, I think this matchup is probably in my favor slightly. Noivern's good outside of Gigalith, but I can, and I guess Metagross, but I Super Fang both of them. It's good. If Gastrodon's not Ice Beam, I beat that, but it should be Ice Beam. Sub-Siege Shame is also really good, but, note that Golbat has Infiltrator and runs it, and let me also note that I completely forgot about Infiltrator in this match, which is where my inexperience in Sun and Moon tends to happen. It shows. But, I forgot about Infiltrator on Golbat, but, Blastoise is good, but Gastrodon walling it, obviously, but Gastrodon's less than Pangoro and Shaman, so it's not really that bad, and Crest just sets up on Gastrodon, so, like, it's fine. Again, I think this matchup's good, but he leaves Golbat, I leave Blastoise because the Mon matches up well versus Gigalith, which is what I was expecting. Because I didn't want to leave Pangoro, was all it was, and my other lead versus Gigalith was Shaman, and I just didn't want to lose Shaman either. Which I guess he expects the Shaman lead versus Gigalith. He expected Pangoro. I think he expected Pangoro versus the Shaman, but I think he expected the Pangoro versus the Gigalith lead, which is just better. I just like Blastoise more because it covers something like Golbat, but it also just covers the Gigalith as well. And it just matches up really well versus literally everything, barring Gastrodon, which is not going to be Gastrodon here, even if you, I don't care. But anyway, I get my Mega off, I just go for the Ice Beam, make the safe play, just 20, not even 20, so obviously it's Spadef, obviously just check to me, he doubles out the Golbat and good play. I just get back to my Noivern. This one's kind of annoying if it's toxic, but the fact that he doesn't go for toxic there leads me to believe that he's not toxic. Here, rocks are mad obvious. I have a Pangoro, I have a shirt, anything other than Rock Blast or Stone Edge. Like, you're never clicking that. You can Toxic here technically, but you don't get anything realistically. I have a Shaman, I have a Pangoro, I have a Registeel. There's no reason to click Stone Edge or Rock Blast. So I just taunt on the Stealth Rock, I'm guessing it's coming out, which it does. So now I get in my Pangoro for free on the Rock Blast or Stone Edge. If you don't double, then I'm well off here. Okay. So here. Look, for one, you lose Gigalith, you lose your Sand, and Stoutland puts on mad pressure if you go weaken Registeel, right? So my thought process is, I'm gonna click Knock, because your two swap-ins are EVLA users, so obviously knocking them off is good. But, I know that even if he opts to stay in, it doesn't matter, because he cannot kill me with anything, and he's taunted. So, a knocking off his lefties is fine too, or Smooth Rock me up to that, but I don't need to be Smooth Rock here, no reason to be. You're just using Stoutland, so you should be lefties, because you check to a lot of things. But like, you also have Gastrodon, check crap with Salazzles, and stuff like that, and Noivern, so you don't necessarily need lefties. You can be Smooth Rock, but I am at 54, Earthquake did 40, so even an Earthquake in a Sand does not kill me. Knock just gets me something out of the turn, because even if I knock Gigalith lefties, that means your answers in Noivern are getting mad limited. So I click Knock Off, because it's basically, it's like 93% safe, I guess, because he gets the Earthquake crit, knocks out my biggest threat to his team, and that's really bad. Because, again, I lost my biggest threat to his team, and one of my few ways to break through the Gastrodon consistently, immediately, basically. Because if I get Pangoro in on Gastrodon, you don't have a knock swap in at all. So, just again, losing Pangoro, horrible. He made a good play by staying there, thinking I would knock, but he also got a crit. It's mad unfortunate, but, you know, I crit his Golisopod last game twice, so I'm not too upset. And this is way earlier on, so it's way easier to play around. So, anyway, Shaman comes in. I know Golbat's coming in. I'm so bad at the game. I sub here. I think I sub here, right? Yeah, I sub here. That's not because I predicted a double. That's because I forgot that Golbat gets Infiltrator. And again, I do this again later, and I lose my Shaman because like a couple turns later. So, I'm playing this game like crap. But anyway, he doubles out to Gigalith, probably just predicting my Registeel or Noivern to get rocks up. Good play on his part. It's really just a fine play. It's just a bad play on my part, clicking sub there. Sub makes no sense. But anyway, I leech seed again because I predict Golbat properly. But and I didn't even realize. It's like, if I realize that Infiltrator goes through sub, because I know that mechanic, right? I missed on the leech seed, but you know, I forget that Infiltrator's a thing. So I lose my Shaman, which was my other way to break through Gastrodon. So, currently, Gastrodon's a smash. And I guess, but Registeel can Toxic it, and that is about it. And I guess, like, Cresselia deals with it, but Cresselia is also not going to do anything to it unless it sets up multiple times, and there's no way it's going to set up multiple times. I mean, if you could basically stay in Gastrodon and not care, because all I have is Moonblast, and Subcall Mine's not going to do anything, because you have a Metagross, and you have a Stoutland, and you have a Golbat, so like, yikes. I lose my Shaman. At this point, I'm playing this like crap, but I still have outs. Again, Cress is still really good here. Cress can still win, but you just have Gastrodon. I knew Gastrodon was coming in, so I just went for the strongest hitting move. I was kind of praying for a flinch here. Like, I don't get it. He just Toxic off of Blastoise, which I'm like, okay, Gastrodon's low now. If I get a flinch, then this could be something. I don't get a flinch. So, it's just not looking hot for me. At this point, I'm an idiot. I played this game like crap. I don't deserve this game. unless you start throwing, basically. But anyway, Gastrodon stays into Earthquake. I feel like that was probably a bad play, because you're letting yourself potentially get Toxic, but I get it, you predicted the rocks. So, like, I think you predict my Toxic, right? Or Protect, I guess. Protect's, like, I guess a bad play, but I just wanted the HP. That's really it. Now, I don't want to go Blastoise, because I'm Toxic, and now he's an attack raise into Noivern, making this even worse. Now I just have to go Registeel. Yeah, it's Earthquake, obviously. I don't really know what I'm trying to pivot around. Not, like, I just wanted the extra lefties with Metagross at that point. But Giga will have a good play, because it covers me staying in and swapping out the Noivern. So at this point, now I have to play down 3-6. Except this time, I actually have a good win con because Cress. So, hopefully. That was a bad play, by the way. When you have a Gastrodon that's 100% swap-in, that was a bad play. Because, as mentioned before, now Cress looks mad good. If Golbat is not Toxic, which it's probably not, by the way, now that you revealed Super Fang Brave Bird, it's obviously Roost, and you're not going to have no default Golbat, basically. So, at this point, I know you can't beat Cress, you can't beat Cress, you can't beat Cress, you probably can't beat Cress. This is the only thing that can break through Cress currently. So, it's looking fine. And this, he sacks his other answer to Cress. So, I found out later, I think he just thought I was modest, but I feel like you could have also gauged the damage on Gastrodon, realizing that I was not modest, because I would be doing more damage, because I hit that thing like 4 times with Blastoise. There's no way you didn't know I was timid, and so, if you know your Adamant Stoutland, then don't go Adamant Stoutland into a Blastoise that's shown it's timid multiple times. So the reason he did that is because Metagross was probably going to live that. He was a set that I had, by the way. This was a set I had. It wasn't Earthquake, so I guess it wasn't a set I had. But it is a Blastoise lure. It has enough bulk to live a timid Blastoise, and it's faster than a modest Blastoise, and you can get it basically keeps rocks up relatively well. But generally, I run rocks, Meteor Mash, Thunder Punch, and then Toxic, I think. I don't really remember, but anyway, he just sacked his other answer to Cresselia. So, you know, now it's like, okay, well, this is probably a win for me now, because and then you opt to go Gigalith, which, like, sacking your last answer to Cress, you know, wasn't really the play. So now it's like, okay, well, I win the game. I just win at this point. Like, at this point, I don't care. I know I win. Because Cress just wins the game. Like, I just stay in there, I just get Cress in, I know nothing breaks a sub, you're not Giga Drain Leaf 20 if you were, I wouldn't care, because, you know, I'm faster. Golbat somehow died, I don't actually remember, but I would die to Seismic Toss. But I could just call mine on Gastrodon. We just see for a minute, I get +6, Moonblast doesn't do any damage, but I PP stall. So, yeah. Because I have too many Calm Minds, and I have too many Moonblasts too. So yeah. Yeah, he just forfeits, because he knows. He can tell he wins it. So we win. We win. He threw. I'll agree with that. I think he threw like 3 times. But, well, I think he threw 1 time by not swapping out into your Gastrodon with Metagross. I think he choked a 2nd time by going Stoutland. And, like, I guess you could argue the Gigalith was a choke, but, like, Gigalith wasn't dealing with the Cress anyway, so it's, like, it's not really a choke. Unless you're Rock Blast, in that case, maybe. If you're Rock Blast Toxic, which you probably are, then if you get plays right, then, yeah, you can beat it. But, once I get a stand-up, get a couple Calm Minds up, that knocks you out, yada yada yada. But, yeah, he threw this, like, 3 times. So I'm like, as I said, I could not win this game at that point. Once I got down freaking 3 to 6, I pretty much couldn't win the game unless he threw. But like Crest, as mentioned from the very beginning, Crest was mad good, except you had Metagross plus Stoutland. But when you sack your Metagross plus Stoutland, you know, generally the Pokemon gets better. But yeah, we move on to round 2. I've already played that. 1 game's live com, and then I guess I won't bring up how many more games there are. But oh, only 1 game is live com. I'll say that. But yeah, the rest are replays. But anyway, we move on to round 2. I don't remember who we played. It's some random, but I was kind of praying that they're not good, because I was clearly watched this set. I screwed up like 5 times. This match, like I messed up multiple times this match. Just couldn't get plays right, couldn't get anything going, really. I never had control. I didn't have control until you threw away your Metagross and Stoutland to a Timid Blastoise. That's when I had control, because at that point, Cresselia won. But anyway, when you had a caster on, I just didn't understand it. But anyway, moving on to round 2. That'll be up the day after this. I don't really know when this is going up actually, but we're on to round 2, guys. I'll see you guys with the round 2.